There are two guys that have terrorized the NBA all season. These guys are both very young, and they are both superstars, absolute superstars. And the thing about it, Chill, is they've been dominating since the NBA tipped off back in October. But they both just got an accolade for the month of February. They both received Player of the Month. One in the Eastern Conference, one in the Western Conference. One goes by the name of Victor Wembanyama. The other one is in Detroit. His nickname is Motorcade. They call him Cade Cunningham. They call him Deuce. And both of these two guys have basically put the league on notice that they are here to stay. And both of their teams are championship contenders. And you know what? If I'm not mistaken, one of us up here has both of their teams actually in a championship this year.
On the fly, by the way. Let's make sure we clear on that. It wasn't like it was legit. It was on the fly.
Oh, okay.
It was on the fly.
He just threw two teams out there.
Yeah, he just said that. He ain't really believe that. But it's looking like it could happen. It is looking like that, though.
Well, want to give Cade Cunningham his flowers and want to give Victor Wembanyama their flowers. Both of these guys got Player of the Month for the month of February. Let's start with Vic because albeit he didn't put up the best numbers compared to his standards for the year, but his team went 11-0. And throughout the month of February, Victor averaged 22.5 points, 11.3 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks.
In the month of February. Interesting.
11-0, fellas.
That's really interesting how Vic has been. I think I do think that we scoff at the Player of the Month because so many guys have gotten it and it really hasn't led to anything. I mean, yesterday was light work for San Antonio. Like, I don't even think they needed Vic for that game yesterday. They just they straight handled them. But I'm looking at what Vic has done for the majority of this month. I think that we so expect so much from Vic that him being Player of the Month is just a precursor to what he could be. So now with him being Player of the Month, it's like, all right, see, we told you that he's on his way to, when in reality, we kind of knew that this was going on with him anyway. The 22 a month, I mean, I got some bad information. I heard a stat that there's 4 guys who won Player of the Month. I think this is the first time Vic has won Player of the Month this year. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's won it.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's won it. But from my understanding, there have been 4 guys who won Player of the Month, averaging 30, 13, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. I think Vic did that at some point during the season. And those guys won Player of the Month and won MVP in that season. That was Shaq, Jabbar, Lajuan, and Giannis. And I think Vic did that throughout the course of this season, if I'm not mistaken. But with that being said, I mean, he's just been a catalyst for what's going on in San Antonio. He's been a catalyst for what's going on in San Antonio. He's been, and I can say it, you know how much I feel about Evan Mobley. You know how the defender that I feel Evan Mobley is. I think Victor Wembanyama is the best rim-protecting paint presence in the game. Nobody runs guys out of the paint like Vic does. Nobody has been the presence in the paint like Vic has been, and that includes Rudy Gobert. And I just think he's been fantastic for San Antonio. I do need to see it. I do need to see it come playoff time, but I do think that the stuff that he does, Ron, it does translate.
So, Chill, to answer your question, in November, it was Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
In December, it was Shea. In January, it was Luka. Now in February, it's Victor.
Okay.
The 4 best players in the conference. Nice.
Yeah, I could get with that. Sure. I could definitely get with that.
What about the East? Is it the same with the East? So
I doubt it, but maybe.
In the East, you have Cade Cunningham in November.
Okay.
In December, Jalen Brunson.
Oh, the list is cooked. Okay.
Nope.
And then in January, Jaylen Brown.
Oh, I Okay.
Now you got Cade, the 3 best players in the Eastern Conference.
I like that
You good with
motorcade
that?
thing, Ron. I do like that.
Shout out to the East, man. Shout out to the East.
So I think so. Wemby became the first player to win, and correct me if I'm wrong, both Defensive Player of the Month and Player of the Month in the same month.
Yeah, so he got. I don't know if he's the first player, but to Damien's point, he also got Defensive Player of the Month.
I don't know. I don't know nobody who's done that before. I mean,
The award hasn't
think he
existed for very long, so I
Mhm.
mean, yeah.
when
Yeah,
did they start
since
doing
November
defensive player
24.
awards?
Last year.
Yeah.
It's another thing to glaze Wemby and put it on his accolades. So yeah.
Just as long as we clear on what it is,
It's
Mars.
glazable.
Yeah,
I got no problem with it as long as we understand why we doing it. Like I have no problem.
Shout out to him, man.
whatsoever.
Shout out to him. He won the
Ron,
award
I
that
have
was made for him.
Let's jump over to the Eastern Conference and give Cade some love because Cade bought out this month too. He averaged 25 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 9.9 assists, damn near double-double. And his team went 9-2 over the month of February. Detroit continues to dominate. They're still at the top of the East. They are 45-15 right now. And Cade is just doing Cade things.
He's awesome, man. Would anyone be? I mean, it's simple as that. He's been awesome this year. I wouldn't be mad if he won MVP. By the way, I wouldn't be mad at it. I know some people would be because of this 65 game rule stuff. But man, I've been a fan of Cade for the longest time. I know people have concerns about the efficiency and stuff like that, but it's very, very difficult to lead a team to the #1 seed, man. And he deserves all the love he gets, and he should be getting MVP votes this year. Whether he's gonna win it, I don't know, but he definitely should be getting some MVP votes, man. For them to be 45-15 on the season, still 4.5 games up on the 2nd seed. They're slowly winning me over as the favorite to come out. I know I had New York, but the way this team's playing, and Cade's the head of the snake, man. So shout out to him, man. All the credit in the world. I can't say a bad thing about him.
Just a week ago, they had the best record in the league. I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, something like that. They had the best record in the league. When it comes to Cade, even though I question his ability to consistently make shots, I really like the physicality of Cade, his ability to get to the rim and play through contact. Don't get me wrong, he has had his issues. Right, he's had his issues with turning the basketball over. I can get with that, but I think he's gotten stronger. I think when he's on and he's actually finishing around the rim, I don't think there's a lot of guys that can deal with him. He wasn't good last night, and I'm not going to argue that point. He wasn't good last night, but he's got that top of the key jump shot and that left elbow jump shot that when he's got that working, he's almost impossible to deal with. I mean, he's the consummate lead guard. He's just growing more. The more I watch him, the more I see a consummate lead guard growing into being better. So taking better care of the basketball, being a better distributor, being a better playmaker. If he can, like I said, if he can get more consistent with that jump shot and being able to finish around the rim, I think there's going to start to be a gap between him and the other lead guards in the game.
And we talk about affecting the game in multiple ways when you don't have your shot, yeah? So yesterday he wasn't great with his shot, but at the end of the game, he's standing in front of James Harden in clutch time and saying, hey, you're going to have to get past me. He's got 2 blocks at the rim in clutch time. He's standing in front of James Harden as a legitimate 6'8" guy with a massive frame who's fighting like hell, competing his ass off. So it's you can shoot tour dates, but if you're affecting the game in multiple ways, and his passing was still excellent as well. So it's that can make up a little bit. He's not like one of those sort of flat out offensive guys who when he's shooting poorly, he's not giving you anything else. He's doing just about everything else. So that's why they can still function at a high level.
Mars, am I out of line when I think that the plan was, because it looked to me like Cade was funneling James Harden to the rim, and that was largely due to James being a little advanced in age. Because I'm looking at James thinking to myself, the shot that he blocked, I want to say it was in the 4th, the shot that he blocked on James. I'm thinking that, a couple of years ago, Harden would have punched that on him, but he doesn't have that lift like he used to have. So it's almost like Cade is funneling him to the rim with that strong hand in the middle of the floor because he thinks that he can get to that shot.
That's pretty much most people's game plan against James Harden these days. Not to let him walk to the rim, but he's definitely not the same level of 2-point scorer he used to be.
Yeah.
I think the hamstring has definitely aged him in that regard. But I mean, I would say that's still smart defensive strategy. So yeah, I think yeah, Cade's good, man. Hot take. I don't know. Cade's a good player.
Damn good. Yes, he is, Ron. Damn good league guard. And they got a gem in him, yo. They do. The fact that he's going to get better. And Mars gets on my case about assuming guys are going to get better and just assuming guys can do things that they can't. I mean, Cade is evidence of that. You remember when Cade first showed up to the league? I mean, he was a turnover machine. He didn't understand how to process defenses. Like, his game looks like he's a lot more in control of his game today than he was even this last year. He's a lot more in control of the basketball. He's a lot more in control of the offense now than he was last year. I think he understands how to get his other guys involved, even when he doesn't have his game going. And I love the fact that he competes on the defensive end. People think that because you're not, and again, Mars gets on my case about this too, but people think that because you're not an all-league defender that you don't play defense. That's not true with Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, he maybe isn't an all-league level defender, but I tell you what, he ain't. He ain't a cone. I can tell you that right now. You're not just blowing past him. He's gonna close out on guys, right? He's gonna put the right hand up. He's gonna protect the rim. He's gonna give you legit effort on defense, and you're gonna get results. So I like the fact that he's turning into the complete player that I want him to be. And I'm not a huge Detroit fan, but they got a gem in this kid, Ron. They do.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the chat throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.